back, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. There's always my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
HW in the house, baby.
You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about all news and wrestling. You can also follow us on social media. Click on the link below. You can also find it in the description on the show. And yeah, interesting week, man.
Yep.
Interesting week. Couple surprises. Looking forward to like a lot of news and a lot of drama surrounding the Vince McMahon Netflix show documentary that's coming out. Got some little bit of information on that, stuff like that. Big surprise this week involving the Intercontinental title, and some somewhat disheartening news coming out of Tony Khan with AEW, man. This is just when you think they're about to turn a corner. He says some stuff that just kind of. So we'll get into all that. Give everybody a minute here to trickle in. And Big Daddy was first here. He said, "Hey, yo, Big Bob Hollywood, and here's Johnny Penn." Yep. Appreciate you being here, Big Daddy.
Hey, yo.
Guys, check out Big Daddy's. Yep, check out Big Daddy's channel. And yeah, the original Learning Tree, man. Long before Chris Jericho tried to go in there and steal that. But yeah, it was just a weird week, man. Yeah. Today, is it just me or does today just feel off?
It's a little off.
I'm just like, I'm not expecting a whole lot from the show tonight, man. It's just one of those days. There's just so much craziness going on in the world right now. Which, by the way, guys, everybody, please be safe. Some crazy stuff coming out of our neck of the woods here, Springfield, Ohio, not too far from where me and Frank live, a couple hours away, and just the world in general seems to be going nuts. But everybody be safe. Everybody take care of yourself. And yeah, we'll just try to get through it. But no, it wasn't a bad week of wrestling, man. Did you watch Raw?
I did.
Yeah, Raw was pretty good this week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you,
yes and no.
Dude, there's always stuff that's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? But overall, I thought the show was really good. And I'll tell you what, man, another thing, something. Again, hoping that new deal that Tony Khan that he's got with Warner Brothers Discovery, pay some dividends in this area especially. But the vignettes that WWE have been doing, man, the two things that they've been doing ever since Triple H took over that have just went through the roof. The video vignettes that they were doing, the little video vignette and interviews they were doing, and the camera work, man. Two things that WWE desperately needs, that AEW desperately needs to work on. And I'm hoping when they get that new money coming in, that's something that they're going to focus on, man. Because I'll tell you what, did you watch that interview with that face-to-face with Cody and Roman?
Yeah, that's part of my GBU.
Dude, it was friggin' awesome. It was dude, it was so good. I was like, holy shit, this is badass, man. I'll be honest with you, I was on the fence with that whole thing. But after watching it, dude, I was like, hell yeah, I'm on board. And then just the camera work lately has been fantastic. But all right, we'll go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I don't expect a whole lot of people. We're gonna get people trickling in and out. But before we get started, go ahead. Oh, here we go. Big Dave said, stay mentally, emotionally, physically, and socially fit. Situational awareness, stay low and use your discernment. Stay within the day and stay within like-minded people. Yep. You say, yeah, definitely got to keep your head on a swivel these days, man. There's some
unfortunately,
absolute craziness going on. But all right, go ahead and get into it. This week it is that guy, starting it off with our favorite segment, a little something we call Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And Frank's going to start us off this week. Yeah, brother.
The good, and hopefully it's good. I'm interested in some of the matches, but Grand Slam tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow and Friday with or Saturday with Dynamite and Collision.
Mm-hmm.
And they just announced Jack Perry's issuing an open challenge. I hope it's Ricky Starks.
Dude,
I really do.
Yeah. They're saying that supposedly there's plans in place for him at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, please have him versus Jack Perry.
God, let him win.
Have Ricky Starks. Accept the open challenge,
dude.
Please, man.
Look, man, I'm not one of those people that hates on Jack Perry, but dude, his TNT title run has done nothing for that belt.
No,
it just it's cringe to me right now. Although I mean, I'm glad that it looks like we're starting to get some traction with this friggin' EVP storyline. And please God, man, I'm done with it. And Bucks are finally defending the belts.
Yeah, but Ricky Starks is ready to go. Let's get him back on TV.
Yeah, 100%.
If not, then let him go to WWE because they'll use them.
Yeah, dude, they're like chomping at the bit for him.
The guy's a talent that doesn't need to be sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson. You got not CM Punk. You got Darby Allin versus Moxley for Darby Allin's world title.
Yep, which I think Mox is going to win.
I have a feeling he's not going to win because I think they're still teetering about possibly making Darby Allin world champion, which I think is a bad decision on AEW's part. But
see, that's why I think Mox is going to win, because I think Mox is going to win. He's going to challenge Danielson. He's going to take the belt off Danielson, and then it'll be him versus Darby.
Yeah,
I think that's the plan. Is it the best plan?
I don't think Danielson's losing the title till either Full Gear or Russell or World's End.
Well, I mean, we'll find out.
Is that you beeping?
Yeah, that's my insulin pump. But the thing is because it's always something. Oh crap! All right, we'll just do that.
We don't like crap.
I didn't realize it was that low.
That's not good.
All right, it ain't that big deal. But I have a hard time seeing them doing Darby versus Bryan Danielson. Two faces. I think, especially with all the stuff that's going on right now with the BCC and Danielson, I think it's going to be Moxley that ends up putting him on the shelf.
Which is fine. I have no problem with that. Yeah. I just don't think it's going to be till.
You don't think it's going to be till next year?
Full Gear. Well, no, he said this is going to be his last year as a full-time wrestler. So
right.
If you end the year with World's End with him losing the title, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
but I'd like to see him keep the title for a little bit while longer.
Yeah, well, so would I. I mean, I'd like to see him keep it until next year, but I honestly think it's going to be a short reign. And because I think the whole idea was to capitalize, like Tony Khan wanted to capitalize on Bryan Danielson's name, and he wanted his fingerprints on that belt. So, and understandably so. But
and then going into this week, you also got Okada versus Guevara, Saraya versus Jamie Hayter, Hangman Page versus Jeff Jarrett in a strap match.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the Bucks versus Ospreay and Fletcher, dude, don't sleep on that. It's gonna be a really good match.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a really good match.
Do I have a problem with Ospreay having 2 titles?
No, I don't think that. I don't think they're gonna win. I think this is where we're gonna get the turn. Versus Ospreay and Don Callis family.
Right.
Yeah, Big Daddy, Mike Good. Definitely the current W storylines: Roman and Punk, Bloodline versus Bloodline, Cody and Roman, Gunther, Sammy, Braun and Big Braun and Braun Strowman, Dirty Don, Liv, Rhea Priest. Yeah, dude. Yeah, WWE's just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
right now. Yeah, doing really, really well.
But yeah, well, hopefully, it's a good couple episodes this week with Dynamite and Collision. Bring some people back.
Yeah,
They need it. I mean, they got a new contract. Supposedly not even totally finalized, with pay-per-views going on Max supposedly, but
yeah,
we'll see. My bad. I liked the segment at Georgia Tech football field between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Changed it. Yep. What I didn't like about it was the not constant, but was the over and over and over again on Raw yesterday.
Oh, just kept repeating it. They did the whole segment.
You had it on SmackDown. You had it on Raw. You had little segments about it again throughout Raw.
Yeah.
We get it. But you start to turn off people when you repeat stuff over and over again and have little. You don't need to have it scattered throughout the show. Get it done, get over with, move on.
Yeah. Especially when you're cutting it back down to 2 hours.
Yeah, it starts next week, I think.
Which it wasn't that big of a deal this week. But if it had been 2 hours this week, that was almost 25, 30 minutes worth of freaking content.
Yeah, there's just a lot of vignettes and stuff going on yesterday, which is a little bit too much. I
kind of expected it being a transition show.
I want to watch wrestling. I don't want to watch vignettes and this and that.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was a good between those two. I really liked it. Set up some heat between the two guys, but just a little bit of overkill for me. And my ugly is I don't know where they're continuing to go with a plethora of people on those shows. With Hook, with the women on AEW, it just they could do better. The women's division of AEW it feels to me like it's suffering a bit.
Yeah,
Mariah May is the best one on there right now. Not taking anything away from your other girls, but I think WWE with the Fusion and Damage Control was the best women's match.
The Pure Fusion Collective.
Yeah. Oh no, not them. I'm sorry. Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was
those two versus Damage Control. That was a good match for the women's side. And AEW, I think, it started to take a step back in the women's division. Honestly.
Yeah, AEW is kind of weird because they've got the talent, they've got a good roster of women. They take 2 steps forward and then they take a step back. It's good that Jamie Hayter's back.
It is. They need her.
They need her bad. And we knew that it was her first thing was going to be with Saraya. This whole Saraya's rules match thing just sounds freaking stupid. So I mean, hopefully, like I said, man, I'm hoping they need to bring somebody in specifically to start doing booking for their women's division, because Tony's not doing a very good job. And then I kind of figured out why, because that's part of my GBU. But
no,
all righty.
That's mine. Let's get to yours, brother.
All right. My good dude, Raw this week, man. Especially that WWE Intercontinental Championship match. That was a total shocker.
I was surprised.
I'm not, and let me put it this way, I'm not upset about it. It's not what I would have done, especially this soon with Braun. I just felt like it was too soon to take the belt off him. He hadn't been champ for 2 months.
Yeah. Where do you go with him?
Probably a series with Jay. I have a hard time believing that they're going to take the belt off of Jay now. Or do you elevate him? There's a couple different rumors. One is that they're going to turn him babyface, which I think would be a terrible idea. Because I think he works best as a heel. Another one is that they're going to elevate him to the world title scene. And which is one of the reasons why they're saying that they might turn him babyface, so it's going to be him versus Gunther, which would be a badass match.
It would, but I think it's too soon.
I do too. And I have a hard time believing they're going to rush it like that, because the one thing that Hunter's been doing is long-term booking. He's been doing it well.
Don't you think, though, that Jay doesn't need the title?
You know what, though, dude?
He's so over with the Yeet and all that stuff that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's never held singles gold. Okay. This is what this is. This is two things. This is them showing some confidence in him as a singles wrestler, and two, it's a reward for being a workhorse. All right, that's what this is. The guy, he flat out deserves to be like. I was saying, I wouldn't have taken the IC title off him. I would have put him in a program for the US title, because that belt's not doing anything on LA Knight's shoulder. Okay, because I think the steam has run out for the LA Knight ship. I think it's just kind of treading water now. So that's what I would have done. I would have put the US title on him. But seeing as how the IC title right now it feels like the second biggest title in the company, because of that run that Gunther had. Mm-hmm. And then obviously what happened with Sammy and then with Braun. I think they were like, look, we can't put one of the world title belts on you right now, but we're gonna give you what we feel is like the number 2 belt in the company, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
I just felt like it was just too soon to take it off of Braun Breaker. But I ain't mad at it. I mean, we'll see what they do with it, because Hunter's been, like I said, they've been firing on all cylinders for the most part. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And if they do elevate Braun to the world title scene, which might seem a little bit too soon, at least it's somebody for even like maybe it's somebody for Cody to feud with between now and when him and Roman finally come at it again or whatever. If he's even got if Cody even has the belt by the time we get to WrestleMania next year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Raw was really, really good. The Liv, Dominic and Rhea segment I thought was great. Dude, the match between Sami Zayn and Ludwig Kaiser. That was a really, really good match, man. Like, Ludwig Kaiser is a really good wrestler. I don't know if he could break into like that top heel, like into that top echelon of heels. But I feel like he's got the in-ring ability to do some really good stuff.
It's hard to say.
And I'll tell you what, I know there's a lot of people that are upset about it, man, but I'm all in on this friggin' New Day storyline. Like, them coming apart like that. Because here's the thing: as a tag team, they've done everything. There's nothing else for them to do. There really isn't. So I just thought, I thought Raw overall this week was really, really great. Dragon Lee got a freaking win, dude. I'm like, about freaking time. Because I love that guy, man. And the fact that he finally got his friggin' his flags in WWE is like, good God, please, man. Dude, and then the segment with well, it was supposed to be Miz versus Bronson Reed, but then Braun Strowman came out and the two of them basically killed each other. And dude, that graphic, people are shitting on that graphic that they made with the two of them looking like friggin' Godzilla and Kong shit, like straight up kaiju, like a kaiju fight. Dude, I thought that was fantastic.
Yes.
Juan Elegant said Kaiser had that punchable face and Tiffany Stratton is just so I hate him. Yeah. Dude, Kaiser, that's another guy that I think if they really cultivated him well, he could be. I don't know if he'd be like a world title level heel, but he's a good heel. And he's got the ability in the ring. So, but yeah, like overall this week, man, I thought Raw was great, was really, really good. And then obviously, they're keeping me interested in Drew and Punk.
Yep.
And but then that Intercontinental Championship match, and you know something, this was actually probably a smart thing to do as far as having a title change on television, because every once in a while WWE will do that. It'll keep you guessing. Like, probably not going to change hands, but there's a chance. There's always that small chance. So, but yeah, for me this week, Raw and the IC title match, I thought that was my good. The bad. Vince McMahon tries to deflect from the Netflix Mr. McMahon documentary. Did you read that release that Vince did?
Yeah, and he also tried to buy.
That's the other thing. Like, first he tried to buy it. He tried to buy the documentary from them because he does not want that thing coming out, because what happened is after he got taken out of the equation with WWE, because of the way the deal was made with between Netflix and WWE for that documentary, they now had carte blanche to put that thing out however they wanted it to come out.
Yeah.
So they didn't, and from what I understand, it doesn't really pull any punches. And it comes out tomorrow, so I'm going to watch it tomorrow. I'm hoping it releases at midnight tonight, because if it does, I'll watch it while I'm sitting at work. But and I might actually do a review for it this week if I get the time. But from what I understand, like there's one big question that comes out of the whole thing, and that is because Vince is trying to claim that they're conflating the character I played with the person that I am, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, bullshit. But the question that the documentary leaves everybody with is the character he played, is that who he was all along, or is that somebody he turned into? So, but from what I understand, there's like it's equal parts. People saying like, and it is the truth, man. Like, you love him or hate him, comes right down to it. He is the greatest wrestling promoter of all time.
Yep,
hands down, bar none. Look at what he built. But he will also go down in history as one of the shadiest sons of bitches that ever lived. So, I'm really looking forward to watching it. But just the vitriol that's been coming out from him, and his attempt to like sneak in and buy it. He's calling it like a deceptive narrative. I'm like, dude, if there's anybody that's a master of deceptive narratives, it's you.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, there are still some people within. There's a lot of drama surrounding it, because there's some people that are still actively working with WWE that aren't happy about the way the documentary comes down, which tells me they didn't pull any punches. So I think what some of the people that are currently still with WWE, like in that power structure, are worried about is that it's going to affect the company now, even though Vince isn't there. Which I'm like, well, regardless of what happens, you knew it was going to.
Right.
So, you guys knew what you were getting into when you signed up for it. So, Maybe not quite as bad as you thought it was going to be, but there you go. And then my ugly. Oh, geez, God. Like I said, we were all hoping that once this deal with Warner Brothers Discovery is done, that AEW will start focusing on improving their product, making changes that they need to make, and et cetera, et cetera. And then Tony Khan comes out and says something that just completely takes the wind out of my sails, man. Tony Khan was reportedly saying this week that there is no such thing as long-term booking anymore in AEW. It's week to week. And I wasn't the only person that just went, huh? What? Are you kidding me? Like, literally, that was the thing that AEW was doing the first couple of years that WWE wasn't doing, that everybody loved about AEW, and that, helped them propel them to where they were. They had long-term booking. They had long-term storytelling. And then in the last year or so, that has just completely dissolved. I mean, if you don't believe that, look at the way they're doing this stuff with Bryan Danielson right now. It's like, it's matches being made that are just coming out of nowhere. And look, one of the things that we always said that AEW likes to do is they just, Tony Khan likes to put together dream matches, or what he believes are dream matches. And most of the time he does a good job of it. That's one of the few things he does. Problem is, sometimes those dream matches don't make any sense. Like we've got, like, for instance, a dream match coming up, Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. As soon as we found out that Ricochet was heading to AEW, we were all like, cool, that's awesome. That match that they had in Rev Pro was fantastic. These are two guys that know each other pretty well. They put on a hell of a show. We were all looking forward to it. Down the road, okay, the guy's been in the company for 3 weeks. All right. And here's the thing. The match will be fire. All right. The match will be fantastic. But you got to build to it. And now, the other thing too is, he's been in the company for 3 weeks. Why is he getting a shot at the international title? That doesn't make any sense. And this is what happens when you don't have long-term booking. And you look at what's the big turn that happened at the beginning of this year, towards the end of last year, and then all through this year, that has changed the feeling in WWE. Long-term booking. Hunter knows this. He understands it. That's why he changed. Tony Khan is channeling Vince McMahon right now. Because Vince would just do things at the drop of a hat. Vince did whatever the hell he wanted. He was booking for an audience of one.
Come on, Vince would rip up the script right when the show started.
He would do it in the middle of the show. Oh, God. Yeah, Big Daddy's. Yeah, my bad is AEW storytelling or lack thereof. TK books random short-term stories and thrown together all-star bouts. Yeah, that's the thing. The matches themselves, great matches. Okay, I'd say 9 times out of 10, great match. Okay, every once in a while we get kind of a little bit of a stinker. Exactly, Juan. You hit the nail on the head, man.
Yep.
Ospreay and Ricochet, a match everyone blew a load for, will be shown on free TV with little to no buildup. Exactly. That's anybody that has never seen these two guys wrestle each other, go look up. You can find the Rev Pro match that they had together on YouTube. That's where I found it, like, years ago.
And if you're going to throw that on free TV, why get a pay-per-view?
Exactly. It's like, this is, on one hand, it's like, it's cool that Tony Khan wants to give people these dream matches. He wants to do cool stuff on television. Great. I'm all for that. But matches like this is what you build a pay-per-view around. Okay? Because this match is going to be friggin' dope as hell. All right? If it's anywhere near as good as that last match they had in Rev Pro, this match is going to be crazy. It's going to be amazing. You build You can build a show. You can build an entire pay-per-view around that. But instead, he's just squirting it on the screen for free. Okay. And it's like this is something they should have built to this at the very least. Build this to Wrestle Dream, a couple of months down the line. Build this thing up.
Yep.
Because right now, they've got a storyline that they're building with Ospreay, with him, Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshita. They're building that whole thing. Is Kyle Fletcher going to turn on him? Are they going to turn on Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher goes with Ospreay? Are they going to reform the United Empire? What's going to happen? Nobody knows. Okay. They're building that. And then this thing with Ricochet just comes out of the blue from nowhere. And it's like, what are you doing, man? This is part of the reason why I feel like when Cody left, because Cody was part of the booking team, even when he was no longer the head booker, he was still part of the booking team.
Yep.
The first couple years, Cody had a very heavy hand in the booking. When he left is when this kind of stuff started happening. And it's disheartening because there's so much potential there. That's the thing. Let me make this very clear. I love AEW. Okay. I love pro wrestling. And I'm really high on a lot of the wrestlers in AEW, and I love the matches that they put on. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, the storytelling that Tony Khan is doing is driving me freaking crazy. It's driving me absolutely batshit because it doesn't make any sense. And when I heard that, man, I was like I said, we were all hoping that they were kind of like in a holding pattern, waiting until they had everything. One of the things that people are saying is that the last time he tried some long-term booking was the storyline between Adam Cole and MJF. And then when Adam Cole got hurt, it completely blew up in their face, which I'm like, look, man, that's part of the business. It happens. You just got to figure out how to pivot, And we said like about 2 years ago when Cody left and Tony Khan was like completely in charge of everything, it was like, we're going to see now if there are going to be cracks forming, and there are cracks definitely forming, So, I mean, I'm hoping now that I'm hoping against all hope that we get a creative team in there. They're going to help him with this and just build on this and do something with it. But I'm going to tell you what, man, I heard this, man, and I was like, please God, don't let this be true. And then I started seeing more and more people talking about it. I'm like, oh my God, you can't abandon long-term booking. You can't because that's, dude, the two biggest storylines in professional wrestling right now, the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes, right? I mean, or like, well, the Bloodline's definitely the biggest story in professional wrestling.
Yes,
it's definitely the biggest one. Would you say, dude, even Punk McIntyre started at the beginning of the year? That's been going on almost the entire year. You look at the storylines that are killing it right now, man. They've been going on. Some of the Bloodline storylines have been going on for years. But the drama just continues to build. At every level, it just keeps going up. Rhea and Dom, yeah, there's another one. The whole thing with the Judgment Day. That's been going on for a long time. The best storylines in professional wrestling today are storylines that had their genesis a long time ago. And you look at the best storylines in AEW, same thing. The whole thing with Kenny Omega turning on the Elite, all that stuff, I don't understand how you pivot away from what people want and what works. Doesn't make any sense to me. And that right there that's a red flag to me for the future of AEW. So I saw that and I was just like, son of a. But that's my GBU, guys. Like I said, Big Daddy's been putting his GBU in there, guys. Anybody else, throw your good, your bad, and your ugly this week for professional wrestling in there. And we'll go over it and we'll take a look at it, man. But yeah, dude, WWE's firing on all cylinders when it comes to storytelling. But all right. So before we get any further than this, we do have one more segment. We brought it back 3 weeks ago. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's one of our favorites from back in the day, from the OG days of the Wrestling Council. It is who better than Randy Orton? So last week we had Roddy Piper, Sting, and Cody Rhodes. I mean, no, it was Bret Hart, Triple H, Kenny Omega. That's who it was last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I just gave it away for this week. Anyway, I'm supposed to surprise Frank with these selections, guys. So basically, what we do is Randy Orton. Obviously, he made his comeback last year. Love the guy. He's a legend. And we had a segment. A lot of people. He's on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore, and we had a segment of who's better than Randy Orton? Does Randy Orton deserve to be on that Mount Rushmore? And what I try to do, I try to pick a wrestler from back in the day, from the run like the Monday Night Wars area, and then also somebody from today. So for this week, the first selection is the Rowdy one, Roddy Piper. Is Roddy Piper better than Randy Orton?
No.
Really? You don't think so?
Nope.
Ooh, spicy, man. All right. What's your criteria?
The hot rod.
Just accolades or?
Yeah. I mean, the hot rod is a hot rod. I mean, it's kilt wearing, don't take shit from nobody.
Yep.
Beat up Adonis with a crutch.
Yeah. Body slam Mr. T.
Smack Jimmy Snuka with a coconut.
Did blackface and lived.
Big Daddy's got Piper.
Yeah, Piper, not in the ring, but because Piper was a 5-tool player. Dude, I can see that, man. Like I said, this one was a tough one for me, dude, because I'm looking at like, okay, so Randy, 100% much bigger career. Yeah. I personally, I think much bigger career. But was it because he got buried? Like, was it because, me personally, I think Roddy Piper should have been world champion at least once.
Yeah.
He should have been WWE champion at least once. But Hogan blocked it. If Hogan had not done that, and he had at least one world title under his belt, would that have changed the complexion in your mind?
Yes.
Okay.
The whole thing starting with WrestleMania, the first one with him and Cowboy Bob, Randy's dad, and then Mr. Wonderful turning on Hogan, getting involved in there with them against Mr. T and Hogan.
Yep.
Yeah, Piper did carry Randy's dad. I
don't know if he carried him. I mean, at that point in his career, he was having problems. So,
but they helped set the stage for WrestleMania and help make it what it is.
Oh yeah. Well, Piper is one of the between Piper and Paul Orndorff, I think, were two of the people that kind of made Hogan as far as his WWE run.
What I didn't like about Piper, and it's not his fault, he probably did it for the money. What I didn't like about Piper, it's more Vince McMahon than Piper, is the last couple of years he was in the ring. He was not in the shape to be in the ring, just some gimmick crap with him and Snuka and those guys.
Well, that was like financial needs and
I understand.
And also Vince trading on his name.
Yeah. Him with
I remember that dude.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
All that stuff, great. I had no problem with that, but just seeing out of shape, fat Piper in the ring, it's just.
Well,
I enjoyed my Piper with the cast, with the Piper's Pit, classic segment. You don't have those anymore, but
yeah.
Yeah,
dude, he was one of the best villains of all time, in my personal opinion. Yeah, and again, I think that's a lot of Vince basically trying to trade on his name and what have you. And also, look at Flair. Look at the situation with Flair. Flair's what? 70? He's 70. Good Lord, what is he now?
75, 76, I think. I'm not sure.
75 years old. He still wants to get in the ring. It's like, no, dude, the last time you got in, you almost died. And you shouldn't have been in then, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Snuka stayed a lot longer. A lot of these guys, unfortunately, they stay longer than they should. But it's because it's like for a lot of men, like the business is just in their blood, man. And some of them get into financial situations. And what should have happened is Roddy should have been put on like a Legends contract, like they do now, and just show up and make appearances and just be there and just talk and have his presence. You don't need to have him go in the ring and die.
And Snuka, not Snuka, Piper was John Cena and The Rock before anybody else.
Yeah. Oh, he was definitely one of the best talkers.
They live. I'm talking about acting. Stuff. Like he set the stage.
Hell comes to Frogtown.
You should have chew bubble gum and kick ass.
Yes.
And he's all out bubble gum.
Dude, that's one of the best. Dude, that movie to this day still has, I believe, the best live action fight scene of all time. When him and Dave and Keith David beat is it Keith David or David Keith? I can't remember his name.
David Keith.
But they beat the crap out of each other, dude.
It was so good that South Park with
they mimicked it in the cripple fight.
Timmy versus Jimmy.
Yeah.
Move for move.
Oh my God, it was awesome, dude. I saw that. My dad took me because I got straight A's on my report card. My dad took me to see that movie. And I was like, this is awesome. This is the best. But this one was tough for me, man. And maybe it's the old man in me, but I love Roddy Piper so much. I put him over Orton. But I will fully recognize that Orton has had a much more storied, much more success than he did, and it was a tough one for me to come with. All right, next one. This is going to be an interesting one too. Sting. Is Sting better than Randy Orton? Yeah, exactly. Peter Sabbetti, the creator of Alternate Comics, man. He did that movie The Chair with Piper in it.
Who am I going with? Sting versus
Sting or Randy Orton, man.
Woo! I'm going with the Stinger.
You think the Stinger is better than Randy Orton, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Him versus Flair.
Interested Sting. Let's see here. How many world titles has Sting won? Sting. No, how many? See. No, not tag team championships, damn it. Okay. Yeah, because he was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion once. He was the WCW World Champion once, and then he won the TNA World Championship, 3 or 4 times? So that's 5. So that's like 6 versus Orton's 13, right?
I thought Orton was 14.
Maybe. Yeah, you might be right. Sting by far. More exciting, more athletic, better wrestler. I don't know if he's a better wrestler. He's a different kind of wrestler. I think, me personally, I pick Sting as well. I do think Sting is just, and again, this might be the friggin' 12-year-old in me that watched him when I was a kid, all the way up until now. I do think you're right. I do think he was more exciting. I don't know if he was a better wrestler though, because they're so different in the way that they wrestle. Sting was definitely more dynamic.
Yeah.
And he was more exciting. I agree with you on that. But once again, man, it comes down to longevity. And Sting had a lot of longevity too, though. But he had a long section where he had to take off because of his neck issue. So, but yeah, personally for me, I think it's Sting as well. But again, these were, like I said, these were a couple of tough ones, man. And the next one I think is Sting was more marketable. True, very true. I agree with you on that as well.
Where's Big Daddy? He hasn't weighed down on his choice.
He's probably Big Daddy jumps back and forth between different streams at the same time, so he's probably jumping back and forth. So, but yeah, Juan, I agree. I think everyone's agreeing for the most part that it's Sting. Oh, there he is. Okay,
there he is.
He's probably thinking about it. You know, he's an intelligent man. So, yeah. So I go with Sting with everybody else on that. And then finally, again, I try to pick people that are either like in the news or whatnot. And he's in a lot of news right now because he's been announced as a judge or as a presenter for the Country Music Awards. The current WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Is he better than Randy Orton?
At the present, no. Maybe in a few years when his career is winding down, yes. But as of right now, I would put Randy over Cody.
So you think the discussion might change in the future?
It could.
Well, here's the thing, though. You got to remember, Cody also said that he doesn't necessarily want to wrestle when he's into his 40s. He's 39.
Right.
So he's now he also did say that when he left AEW and went to WWE that perspective changed a bit. So I could see him wrestling until at least like maybe his until it like around 44, 45. I think Cody's going to be full-time in the ring for another probably 3, maybe 4 years. And then he's going to start transitioning to a part-time guy. Because you got to remember as well, Cody's got a lot of other irons in the fire, man. Cody's another one of those guys that wants to go to Hollywood. Because he's done shows and stuff in the past. He does a lot of charity work, things like that. He also wants to transition into more kind of a producer role, like a backstage role, kind of what he was doing in AEW. But then the rug got kind of yanked out of underneath him because of the situation with the booking issues and everything and whatnot. But he doesn't want to. I know he doesn't want to be those guys who's wrestling when he's 50. So let's say he wrestles full time for another 4 or 5 years. Is he going to catch up to Randy in those 4 or 5 years?
Possibly. This depends on what WWE and TKO does with them.
Okay. I think right now I agree with you at least on that, on the first part, that right now it's Randy all the way. Right now I think Randy is better than Cody is. Now, but here's the thing. I don't know that he catches him. Because I think by his family, I think Randy has better storylines in his career. Randy hasn't been on the big stage as much as, or Cody hasn't been on the big stage as much as Randy either. I agree. I don't think. See, because you got to remember, up until about six or 7 years ago, Cody was a perennial mid-carder. You know, he couldn't break through that ceiling, because Vince just didn't see it in him. to the point where even at one point, his dad said that he probably should just leave the business. You know, Cody had to leave, go to New Japan and Ring of Honor to completely reinvent himself. And then that's the version of him that everybody fell in love with.
Yep.
So really, it's only been like the last seven years or so, since about 2017, 2018, that he's become the character, the guy that we know today. Orton better than Sting, but Stinger bigger impact during his era. There you go. I agree. And because of that, I don't know that he catches Randy in the next 4 or 5 years.
Well, he's definitely not catching him in title reigns.
I mean just happen. As far as like his in-ring work and the impact that he has on the industry. Now, I think behind the scenes, he's going to have a much bigger impact. I mean, if you look at what he did behind the scenes, I think he's already had a bigger impact because he just helped create one of the biggest wrestling companies in the world today in AEW. Whether you like AEW or hate AEW, you can't deny what they built over there. And he's a big part of that.
I think, they probably won't do it. They'll probably John Cena, Cody, but I think at some point you've got to turn him heel.
I think they're starting it now. I think when he and Roman face off again, Roman's going to be the babyface and Cody's going to be the heel. And a matter of fact, I think it's very possible that this team up that they're doing is going to start that transition. So, I think you're 100% right. And I think also when he does turn heel, all the people that were like saying this stuff, like you guys drove him out of AEW, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, they weren't trying to drive Cody out of the company. No. They were trying to turn him back into the Nightmare because that's where he made his name when he left. When Cody left and went to New Japan and Ring of Honor, that's what he was. That's where he became the American Nightmare. That's where that whole thing started. And dude, as a heel, Cody shone, man. Like MJF, kind of patterned himself after that version of Cody. That's why he became kind of like Cody's apprentice. His protege. So fans are going to see. Honestly, I think if Cody goes heel and the WWE fans get a look at, heel Cody Rhodes, it's going to click in their minds. They're going to be like, oh, that's who he's supposed to be. Because here's the thing. As a face, he's over like crazy. But I guarantee you when he goes heel, man, it's going to change everything. It's going to change everything. And that might help him bridge that gap between him and Randy. So we'll see. But right now, I agree. I think Randy's better. I think Randy is better. So, okay. So that's this week's Who Better Than Randy Orton. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Is there any other big news this week? Oh, you want to make some predictions for Grand Slam?
Sure.
All right. So we got I've got the card for Grand Slam here. Let's start the bottom here, there's a lot of throwaway crap here. Tornadoes Trios match. The Learning Tree. Chris Jericho. Hi guys. God, I hate that gimmick. Big Bill, who's being completely wasted. Brian Keith, who's also being wasted, versus the conglomeration of Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe. I love Mark Briscoe. And Kyle O'Reilly. Who's winning this?
The conglomeration.
You think the conglomeration's winning it?
Mm-hmm.
So you think because Jericho lost the last time they lost the last time, didn't they? You think Jericho's going to eat another loss?
Who is it again?
It's Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly versus Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith. I can't see Jericho eating another pin.
I can't see him eating the pin, but
okay,
he's not going to be the one that's going to get pinned.
You think the Learning Tree is going to lose, though?
I think his team's going to lose. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Man, I'm hoping that this because they kind of laid the well, there's one. Okay, you're not the only one who feels that way, Leg Kick. Trust me, man. The last show that they were on, man, the fans actually got up and left during the Jericho segment. But the one thing that I am interested in this storyline is the last time that Jericho did a promo with the rest of them, he said something that made Bill Morrissey look at him like, "What did you say?" So I'm hoping they're sowing seeds that Bill Morrissey is going to turn on Jericho, and we might get Big Bill. I wish they just called him Big. I wish they called him Big Bill Morrissey instead of just Big Bill. But oh, dude, I love Kyle O'Reilly. I love Mark Briscoe. And definitely love Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, he's an awesome guy, awesome wrestler, man. Might be Big Bill face turn. Honestly, I'm less interested in him turning face and more just getting him away from friggin' Jericho. You know, like, I don't know why, like, for the love of God, Tony Khan, make a team with Lance Archer and Bill Morrissey and let those two just freaking murder everybody. That's a power tag team right there. You've never had you had power wrestlers, but you don't use them right. Those guys should make them a tag team and let them kill everybody. Good Lord. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm thinking that the conglomeration wins. Jamie Hayter versus Saraya. Dude, I don't give a crap about the Saraya's rules. We know Jamie Hayter's not losing this.
Well, Jamie Hayter all the way.
Yeah. Did you hear the rules on the Saraya rules match?
No.
I listen to this stupidity. Only Saraya is allowed to use weapons, closed fists, and rope breaks, and to not make use of the 10 count. Make use of the 10 count out. In other words, she can do whatever she wants, and Jamie Hayter can't. The winner receives an autographed copy of Saraya's autobiography. This is okay. It's not. Yes. God damn it. The new freaking skyscrapers. Yeah. As the underutilized. Yeah. There you go. That's an appropriate. Hey, it might not be the sexiest name, but it's appropriate. Good Lord, man. If you're a big man wrestler in that company, you got to be like, what am I doing wrong? Like, come on, Tony. This Saraya's rules match, it may not be quite as bad as like Viagra on a pole match, like WCW 2000 level bad, but it's still pretty stupid. FTW Championship, FTW rules, Hook versus Roderick Strong. I don't care. And here's the thing, I love Roderick Strong. I love Roderick Strong. He's so underutilized. I feel like Tony Khan has dropped the ball on him big time. Hook weighs, dude. I believe Hook is going to have a good future. Okay. When he puts on about 20, 30 pounds, okay, he's going to be a good talent. The guy needs to grow a freaking personality, and he stops needing to be beating people that outweigh him by 100 pounds. He weighs 140 pounds. Literally 140 pounds. And he's beating guys like Bill Morrissey. Are you freaking kidding me? Knock it off. It's stupid.
Yep.
AEW Trios Championship Open Challenge. Blackpool Combat Club. Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta versus, who do you think it's going to be?
I hope it's House of Black, but
I think it's going to be the Acclaimed. That's who I think it's going to be. It's going to be the Acclaimed, or it's going to be it's either going to be the Acclaimed or it's going to be somebody that they could just kill, like the Dark Order. Hook needs to be in like Tony Khan. If Tony Khan wants to be all up Hook's butt, he needs to introduce a cruiserweight or a light heavyweight title and let him have that. He shouldn't be beating through 280, 300-pound friggin' monsters on a regular basis. That shouldn't be happening. I think we're going to get the turn on Wheeler Yuta. I think Pac and Claudio are going to beat him down. They've got to take the. He's joining. Danielson, right?
You would think.
Yeah. See, this match is like it's a nothing. This is another one that just kind of doesn't matter because we don't know who they're wrestling. So, I mean, whatever, man. I mean, I like all the guys involved. I like Pac. I like Claudio. Wheeler's pretty good. I actually like Wheeler. Not knowing who they're up against, I don't know what to do with that match. So again, that's another match that's just kind of like there. So, dude, Evil Uno is a really good freaking dude. Evil Uno, Silver, and Reynolds. They're all good wrestlers. I mean, Silver's a small dude. But that team of him and Reynolds, they're good. They're a good team. They're all good. And Uno's a really good wrestler, man. I mean, they just made him into a joke.
So, and I know they're Ring of Honor's Trios champions, but could you see them going against the Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes?
Dude, I would love nothing more than to see the Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes take those damn belts. And for the love of God, just make them one title. Please. And matter of fact, give me more Von Erichs, dude. I'm so high on the Von Erichs, man. They need to bring Tony Khan needs to bring the Von Erichs in and just and let them be the face of the new face of the tag team division. You know? The excitement around them. I don't know why they're not there already. The excitement around them is
They're there, but they're in Ring of Honor.
Yeah. They're there, but they're just kind of sitting on them. And it's like, I don't. Yeah, yes. Yeah, Big Tay agrees. Yes, the Von Erichs. For the love of God, please. Please. Let it be Dustin and the Von Erichs. Dude, those guys, I've been following the Von Erichs for a long time, man. A long time. And they're ready, man. They're ready. You just build the tag team division around them going forward and revitalize the tag team division for the love of God, please. All right. Hangman Adam Page versus Jeff Jarrett. I think this is going to be a much better match than people are saying it's going to be. A lumberjack strap match. I'm for this match.
Okay. Still going to be Hangman though.
Oh, 100%. But Jeff Jarrett's doing what Jarrett should have been doing for a long time. He's putting other people over. He's building other talent over.
Just what Jericho should do.
Yes, exactly. And here's the thing. Everybody is loving Jeff Jarrett, this new version of him that he's doing. They're loving it. That's a guy, Jeff Jarrett's a guy that Tony Khan should put on his creative team.
Yeah, he should be booking stuff.
He should be helping him book stuff. Okay. Eliminator match. If Guevara wins, he gets an AEW Continental Championship match at Dynamite 5-year anniversary show. Kazuchika Okada versus Sammy Guevara. Okay. I got to bitch about the freaking Continental Championship thing. First of all, it's not a real title. Okay. I'm getting real close. I'm getting real close to the mic here because I want everyone to understand me. He won the Continental Classic tournament, which, by the way, they were supposed to do one every freaking year. Okay? The Continental Classic was supposed to be their version of the G1. But they turned it into another freaking belt. What does it mean? It's not their version of the IC title because that's the international title. The idea behind the Continental Classic is that the winner of the Continental Classic holds that title, or they're the winner that year. It's not supposed to be a belt. It's not supposed to be another title. That's what it turned into, and it's stupid. God. This was they're like, Okada's like, I want to have a belt when I come over. Okay, you can have this one.
Just make up a belt.
Oh God. Too many belts. Okada's winning this. It'll be a good match. Sammy's been a lot more level-headed since he came back. So and it'll be a good match. So I'm picking Okada for this.
And he's Ring of Honor tag champion with Dustin Rhodes.
Yep.
But yes,
AEW Women's.
I think Okada wins that.
Yeah, I think Okada wins that. AEW Women's World Championship Glamour, Mariah May versus Yuka Sakazaki. I don't care.
Mariah May.
Yep, 100%. Mariah May. Here's the thing. I know Yuka is popular amongst AEW fans. Okay, I get it. She's a cute little Japanese girl. There's no buildup for this. There's no fire on this. This is filler. This is 100% filler. This is a glorified filler match is what this is. It shouldn't even be for the title. Doesn't make any sense. AEW World Tag Team Championship. Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. I think the Bucks are winning this. I think we're going to get at least the beginnings of the turn by the Callis family. And they're going to build towards Takeshita versus Ospreay, which will be a freaking badass match. And this might be best match of the night right here. This is going to be a freaking fire match. But I got the Bucks winning it because of shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
I'll
have to agree with you on that.
I mean, I wish.
I was leaning to. They're not putting another belt on Okada or not Okada. Ospreay now.
Juan, Yuka is cute. Mina is hot. It's 8 matches between. I believe it's 8 matches between Dynamite and Collision. So.
Yeah, they're doing them.
It's a 2-day thing.
They're doing Dynamite and taping Collision.
Yep.
Right after, so.
Right.
Technically, yes, it is 8 matches tomorrow.
Yeah.
But they're splitting it between 2 shows.
They're only gonna show the Dynamite ones. All right. I love that this match is happening. I don't know how good it's going to be because of injuries and whatnot. Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. Okay, dude. Look, if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you know exactly why this match is happening, dude. I love the shit out of it. I wish both of these guys were at their peak going into this because it would be freaking phenomenal. As it is, storyline wise, I like it. I wish they had built it up a little bit more. Once again, this is another example of Tony Khan kind of crapping the bed.
Short-term booking.
Yep. But I like the pedigree of it. And I agree with a lot of people. I don't want Nigel McGuinness to get hurt. As long as he's able to compete in this match and is able to go decently and not hurt himself, I'm all for it. They're not really saying. I think the Darby Allin John Moxley match is going to be the headliner for Dynamite tomorrow. And I think Danielson and McGuinness will be the headliner for Collision. Those 2 things I think have been confirmed. The rest of it, I'm not sure. So like I said, I looked up the card and it just gave me the whole card for everything. So, but I got Bryan Danielson winning this, obviously.
Yeah.
And then finally, Darby Allin versus John Moxley, number 1 contender, AEW World Championship. Winner faces Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship at Wrestle Dream. You think it's going to be Darby?
I think so.
It's possible. I think it makes better booking sense if it's Moxley.
I don't want it to be Darby Allin. I really don't.
Yeah. I don't think. And again, we're talking about Tony Khan here, so he's probably not thinking the way we're thinking. But Moxley by plastic bag strangulation, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing shows up again. But I think Moxley wins this. And I think it's going to be Moxley versus Danielson at Wrestle Dream, and I think Moxley is going to take the belt.
There is one other match. Remember, I talked about at the beginning.
Which is that?
Jack Perry versus.
They just
be determined.
Okay, in a perfect world, who takes the belt off of him? Because in a perfect world, that's what happens.
Ricky Starks. I'm telling you. That would be a perfect world.
Okay, in a perfect world, Ricky Starks coming back, saying that he's re-signed, takes the TNT title off of Jack Perry. I'm down with that. I'll go with that. I'd love to see it. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
If it can't be Ricky Starks, then make him lose his title to Marco Stunt.
You want to know who it's going to be? I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Ricochet. Because he just showed up, and they're not going to have a show without him on it. Luchasaurus knowing Tony Khan, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. Now there is one other possibility because he has been working out, and he has. They are saying he's about ready to come back. It could be Adam Copeland. Yeah. Well, see, that's another thing. Kenny Omega. I don't think Kenny Omega's coming back until Wrestle Dream. I think Omega's coming in back like maybe right before Wrestle Dream, and then he's going to have a match at Wrestle Dream. Because I know that he's been training, he's been in the gym, he's been training, and he also just went to Japan to get new ring gear. Because the guy that makes his ring gear still lives in Japan. So I know that just happened. So he's coming back. I don't know that he's going to be back here. I would love for him to come out, kick the living crap out of Jack Perry, and take that belt. I'm down for that, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be somebody. I think it's going to be Ricochet or something like that. But I also don't think they're going to take the belt off of him. I want them to, because I get nothing. I don't think you're getting anything out of him having that belt. But
if it's not going to be Ricochet, it's not going to be Jack or Ricky
Omega.
Starks.
Ricky Starks.
Then have it be Bobby Lashley.
Dude, if Bobby Lashley shows up, he better freaking win. You're not going to bring him in there and have him lose. That would be stupid. That would be supremely stupid. And honestly, I don't think he's going to AEW. I think he's going to TNA. Because I think if he goes to AEW, he's going to be he won't be in the world title scene. He goes to TNA, he's immediately in the world title scene.
Right. I don't think he wants to go back and have to deal with the partnership with WWE.
I don't think he cares.
He does.
You think he does?
I think him and MVP are pissed off the way they were treated, and he does not want to have anything to do with WWE ever again.
Oh, it's possible, man. I mean, what Vince did to him by breaking up the Hurt Business and then like taking the world title off him, and then he goes into the mid card scene. I think he's got a reason to be pissed off because they were the hottest act in WWE at the time, and Vince killed it.
Yep.
But knowing TK, oh my God, dude. There's the problem. Okay, here's the problem. Tony Khan doesn't know how to book big men because Tony Khan's a little bit of a twink. Okay, that's why he likes the little guys. He likes little guys like Hook. Hook on, yeah, little skip. Punk on NXT tonight. Yeah, I saw that. Dude, NXT is going to be a big show tomorrow.
Tonight, not tomorrow.
Tonight, yeah, tonight. Sorry. But oh yeah, dude, they'll pop a rating.
Yeah,
they'll pop a rating for that for sure. But anyway, guys, all right, we went over quite a bit. That's our predictions for Grand Slam. Gonna be some good matches on there. Obviously, the booking's gonna be weird, but it is what it is.
Next week we'll have to do our predictions for Bad Blood.
Yep. We'll do that. And appreciate everyone's here. Big Daddy, Leg Kick, Juan, good to see you, man. Maldacito and everybody else that was lurking and whatnot. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, leave a comment on the show afterwards. Let us know what you think and tell us what you want us to talk about next time. And we will see you guys next time. Yep. Check out, go back, see Big Daddy being a moderator on OTS. Take it, you guys. Appreciate it. Bye.